Hello, everybody. Managing an international staff is what we will be discussing in this very short presentation for you. Exactly what are the various approaches to staffing? There are basically four basic approaches to staffing: ethnocentric, meanings more or less people from similar backgrounds, similar ethnicity; polycentric, just the opposite of ethnocentric, wherein people from different background, different ethnicity would be joining as a staff. Geocentric. Geocentric is a global centric, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective of the region, irrespective of the zonal contact, the religion background, the education background. People who fit the role would be appointed. And regiocentric, it's the concepts of the people, persons from within the regions who will be appointed for the position, and that is what the role is towards the. Let us understand ethnocentric. It's a home country culture that is to be imposed onto the subsidiary. Multinational companies, exports is human resource policy from home country to foreign nationals or foreign location. Strategic decisions are eventually made in the headquarters. Perhaps the implementation, when I say implementation of those decisions or the key position in domestic or foreign operation, are held and properly approved by the. Three factors are there to be considered in this stuff. They should be able to adjust in families, in cultures, in personality problems so as to avoid failures. Now, that is what ethnocentric staffing policies would be looking at. To succeed, you should be able to enjoy the local entertainment, develop local relationships, communicate with the locals. To achieve success, expatriates to have open attitude and take training towards the host country as often as possible. Under ethnocentric, lines of communications are one, unidirectional. That is the advices from the headquarters, the top, from the top. In fact, home country attitude and cultures actually dominates home country of the organization. If you see it, we have an United Kingdom's polycentric approach. We have somewhere on the corner Bangladesh map altogether, and then there is the map of Nigeria, I suppose, somebody from an African country. If you look into it, people from different countries, different continents can work around an organization, and that is what we are looking for. It this is the polycentric approach. Multinational companies seeks to adapt to the local cultural requirements of the subsidiary. Polycentric, here primarily positions have been filled by nationals from host country, the HCNs. PCNs are employed at the headquarters. PCNs are parent country, nationals are employed at the headquarters where the organization actually was founded and flourished. Advantage is that they are very less expensive. Local managers easily take care of the local dynamics. Absolutely no language barriers, hassles of cultural adjustment, no problem of expatriates management. Yes, we are talking about local politics. Yes, we are looking into local solutions and local administration, thus managed easily. And that is the beauty of polycentric approaches to staffing altogether. Look, we have a UK parent company, US subsidiary, and people from different nationalities that are coming around and working for it. So this is what a polycentric approach would be looking into it. And now we look at the geocentric approach. Geocentric approach uses the best available managers for the business model without or irrespective of the regard of the countries of origin. In this example, the UK parent company uses the native of many nationals, many nationalities at a company headquarters and even at a US subsidiary. So, irrespective of what has been done, what has been required, it is the talent which actually attracts the compensation. It is the talent that will actually attract the responsibilities that we are looking forward to it. Yes, in a UK parent company, you have people working from different walks of life, different countries, and for the same company, the subsidiary in US has the same formula, as in the best person should fit the right role at the right price thereby. This is the geo around it. A global approach is a worldwide integration view that each part of an organization makes a unique contribution. Nationality is ignored in favor of ability. Best person for the job. Color of passport does not matter when it comes to reward, when it comes to promotions, or probably development and deployment into wonderful positions altogether. Geocentric is the best talent fitting the best role possibly available at that point of time. So, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective of any requirement, it is the geocentric approach which says best fit is the right fit. Let us talk about a US parent company where only people working from US citizen are only working. That's a parent company. And if you are locating it in an Italian subsidiary, look at it. People from different countries are working, as in this cases what I would reflect as a regiocentric approach. Companies' international business is divided on an international geographical location region thereof. The regiocentric approach uses managers from various countries within the geographic region of the business, as in whatever availability of talent based on the regional availability. It did not be country specific, but let's say the country which is associated or nearby countries to the home countries base altogether. Although the managers operate relatively independent in the region, they are not normally moved to the company's headquarters. They don't have that promotional avenues as to move to the company's headquarters. I can name a lot of many companies which follow this diktat, but probably I am shying away from naming them in this particular video. Repatriation and its process. The repatriation is absolutely the opposite way of expatriation. In expatriation from a home country or a host country, the person is being asked to move or relocate into a different countries. But when the people, the person, the employees, after finishing their tenure or probably decides to come back to their home country, is the repatriation. Repatriation is the activity of bringing the expatriate back to his or her home country. Challenges associated with it are plentiful and are similar because return from a high status, let's say from the first world country, if you are coming to a third world country, possibly you are accustomed to a way of living and standard of living. So returning from a high status to a less highly profile role might be detrimental, might not be appreciated by the person concerned. Diminishing in the career opportunities, as the case might be, a career opportunities diminishes over a period of time, being no longer special for the fellow members. Why? Because you are no becoming a part of them and not the special fellow or gentleman or the lady who has been deputed to a lucrative position overseas. Feeling of being let down or depression might creep in. Experiencing a reverse cultural shock. Reverse cultural shock is where you have an elevated lifestyle and then you come with a different lifestyle expectation, and this which you might not be ready to agree to in the first place. So that is the reverse cultural shock that comes around it. Process of repatriation is again the same four methods of preparation: physical location, transition, and readjustment. As in, you prepare, the news has to be given, percolated emotionally, it has to be adjusted, that people are to be repatriated. So there is a point of time where you have been intimated, and after the passage of time, let's say a month, 2 months, 3 months before you are actually physically relocated onto others, during the transitions, once relocated, you are been again groomed, expected to fit in the new cultural settings altogether. So this might take some of a transitional time or the readjustment time. International performance management, number one more thing that needs to be addressed. Performance management is a mean of getting better, wonderful results from the time thereby that comes around here, which we need to go across altogether. Teams and individuals within agreed framework of planned objects and standards. Armstrong's and Murley stated this thing. So performance management is a means of getting better results from organization, teams, individuals within an agreed framework of planned goals, objectives, and standards. A process that enables a multinational company to evaluate, probably facilitate continuous improvement of individual, subsidiary units, and corporate performance against a clearly defined preset goals and targets that has been given around here. There might be several obstacles while appraising and performance of an expatriate, right? Yes, definitely, as a local managers may have some input, can appraise the performance of the expatriate, but such appraisal can be distorted by cultural differences. The expatriate may be appraised altogether of objective criteria like profit, market share. Local events like political instability may undermine the manager's performance. This is of prime importance. Again, I repeat, local managers can come handy in appraising the performance of an expatriate. Such appraisal may be distorted, but because of cultural differences, understanding expatriate must be appraised only against the objective criteria of profit, market shares, and local event like political instability might eventually undermine the performance of the expatriate. So let us wind up this particular presentation by giving you certain measures to improve performance appraisals of the expatriate. Number one is what we would look to go around stipulate the difficulty level of involvement in assignment and an expatriate workplace. First and foremost, in difficulty of the situation that comes around it, giving more weightage in evaluations toward the on-site managers appraisal. The performance criteria is applied for a particular job should be modified to fit the overseas position and characteristics of that particular local areas as the case might be. The performance criteria should be amply clear both to the performer and the objectives and the boss and the supervisor for it to be modified to the overseas positions and characteristics of the locality. Appraise the expatriate not only in terms of quantitative criteria, let's say uh, like profits of market share, but also qualitative criteria like insights of an expatriate into an effective functioning of an overseas operation. Remember, you have been promoted or deputed in a different places. How well have you adjusted? How well are you performing? That should also take into consideration before you are coming up with a freezing appraisals of an expatriate. Thereby, with this kind words, I would love to wind up this particular presentation. Thank you for watching this video.